Hello and welcome to Morning Flame. My name is Andrea. I am your host. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm excited to have you all with me. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share if you have not already. If it's your first time, welcome, welcome. This is a place where you can come and we receive right from God and we just grow in wisdom and reach and as we stretch towards our highest potential together. And I'm just excited for you all to be here. So, the first thing we're going to talk about today, number one, is thank you to my husband for asking me to react to the song by Dax. I think it was such a powerful song, and it really helped me to step into a man's shoes and try to see from his perspective of what he could be experiencing. And thank you to Dax for writing such a vulnerable song to show what men might be facing internally, the emotional battle that they fight and can be fighting from day to day. So, all of you who sub to the channel from that, I want to say thank you for just taking time to listen to my voice. You know, as a woman, I can't say what a man should be, how a man should be thinking, how a man should be feeling, and that's oftentimes what we do. So it was great to hear that song from a man's perspective and to be able to start to reflect and think. And I thought of so many more things after the song was over, and it even made me think of how I deal with my sons, because as a mother, I have 3 boys that we're raising together, and it's just, we can really send them off into the world with their heads high or with them feeling like they may not measure up. So it's so important for us as women to really understand not just how we treat our husbands, but every man in our life. The men that we work with, you know, if a man shows emotion, they're not weak, they're not gay. They are experiencing what we all experience, emotions. It's part of our nature. So thank you to hubby for asking me to react to that song. Thank you to you all who took time to listen and to comment. I appreciate all of the feedback, good, bad, and in between. And thank you to Dax for being so vulnerable and opening that up. And I hope that more men can use that as a talking point. I told one woman, I was like, listen to this song with your husband and see what he thinks, see if he's feeling that way. I think it would be a great starting point for conversation. Dax, To Be a Man, guys. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. Woman, listen to it and just start to ask questions. If there's anything going on, you might want to ask your husband a couple more questions, and he might be feeling that he is just looked upon as what he brings to the table versus who he is. He may not feel accepted just for being who he is versus what he brings to the table. And so much more. The song was so deep. It is very enlightening. So I know you'll enjoy it. And the song last time, I'll say it, is Dax, To Be a Man. Maybe it's the last time. I don't know. The other thing, my husband, I'm glad I wrote the date here. I think we started on February. What month are we in? Oh, we're not far along enough, but we're going to read it more. My husband had a great idea to get this book. Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. And this is the classical guide to understanding the opposite sex by Dr. John Gray. This book right here has been really awesome in that the times that we've read it, we've really learned a lot about each other. And what it's trying to do, obviously, is teach you about the opposite sex. But I've even found that I've learned stuff about myself or just been able to solidify different things of the way that I function, the way that I think. I think not only does it help you understand the opposite sex, but it helps you to appreciate yourself. So oftentimes we might want the characteristics of the opposite sex because that might feel stronger. We want men to be more like women because we feel like they become more relatable. But if we start to understand why we're different and the beauty of being different, we'll enjoy it. We'll appreciate the differences that we hold and share. And then we can grow in that and understand like it's the unity. It's those differences that help build a completeness in us. So I just wanted to share a couple of things from this book. So the one piece that I thought was really awesome is what motivates a man and what motivates a woman, the difference in that. So it says on page 41, sorry. I told you guys I went to the doctor and they said, nothing changed with my eyesight. I don't know. I just have problems. It's okay though. We'll work through them. Men are motivated and empowered when they feel needed. Women are motivated and empowered when they feel cherished. Here we go with respect and love. So when men feel needed, they feel respected. When women feel cherished, they feel loved. So I love this piece. And the way that he goes about it, there's two different planets. It's Mars that has the Martians and Venus that has the Venetians. And these Venetian women are waiting for these Martians to come and rescue them and to rescue them from their boring lives. So it's really funny. And then on page 43, this I thought was really great. The subtitle is Differences Attract. The strange and beautiful Venetians were a mysterious attraction to the Martians. Their differences especially attracted the Martians. Where the Martians were hard, the Venetians were soft. Where the Martians were angular, the Venetians were round. Where the Martians were cool, the Venetians were warm. In a magical and perfect way, their differences seemed to complement each other. We can stop trying to make women think like men and act like men and make men think like women and act like women and just understand the beauty of us complementing each other. This was James's favorite part. In an unspoken language, the Venetians, or the woman, communicated loud and clear. We need you. Your power and strength can bring us great fulfillment. Filling a void deep within our being, together we could live in great happiness. It's true, though. This is what women need to be saying. We need you. They need us. We need them. And I think it's so important to understand together we could live in great happiness. Our differences are what make us a unique connection, make us like a unique complementary couple for each other. Like that's what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to complement each other and help each other in our strengths and help each other in our weaknesses. It's just supposed to be a beautiful synergy of two different people, two different humans. Okay. So the last part that I wanted to read that I thought was great from what we read today was this one is for women to see how we could be unintentionally negatively impacting men and thinking that they have no emotions, they have no love, they have no care. This is what I took for my own reflection. Love motivates men is a subtitle here. Given the opportunity to prove his potential, he expresses his best self. So if a man is given the opportunity to prove his potential, he expresses his best self. So what is that opportunity? Hey, babe, can you fix this? Can you do that or that? So he knows he's needed. Or, oh, what do you think about this? Not no. Like not cutting them down or not always having a complaint with however they do things or thinking that they're not doing things according to our timeline or how our standards. So it's just understanding that if we give them the opportunity to prove their potential, then he will become a better version of himself and start to express his better self and start to actually share and become more vulnerable. I've seen it in my own house with my husband and I, where the way that I deal with him has a direct impact on how much expression, how much potential that he puts into the way that our home functions. And then this last sentence says, only when he feels he cannot succeed does he regress back to his old selfish ways. So we say, oh, he doesn't care. He's doing this. He doesn't. He's not paying attention. He's not this. He's not that. Only when he feels he cannot succeed. If he cannot succeed at cherishing and loving you because his efforts are being cast down, you might see this regression to old selfish ways and may think it's just him being that way. But if he doesn't feel like he can give you anything, what is he going to do? Like he's going to just go and do something that he knows he can do instead of staying around to know that he's going to hit fail after fail after fail after fail, complaint after complaint, nag after nag after nag. So women, don't worry. There's a lot of good stuff in here for us too. But being that I was kind of relating it to the song by Dax and just showing how we need to be intentional in our relationships, intentional about how we fuel ourselves, and knowledge really is power. It's so important to read about different things, not only to learn about how to deal with the opposite sex, to learn about ourselves. And it's so important. If you're single, don't wait. If you're single or if you're divorced and looking for new relationships or you're whatever your position is, you can read this book and just start to learn so that you can go in with an understanding versus having to grow into it like James and I. I mean, we battled for like 7 years. It was rough. And now we have come to this place of where it's just a beautiful relationship that we have. Do we still fight? Absolutely. I was just fighting him on my way down here. He's like, I just want to focus. I'm like, well, I want to fight. So he's it's not like you don't argue, you don't fight, you don't have battles. They just don't take on the same form. They don't have the same power. It's like what I said to him. I said, I feel like I'm learning is that there's our relationship. There's our relationship that we have. And then here's circumstances, situations, conflicts that we have. But our relationship is like this rock. That's what's strong. And we have our stuff that happens, but it just still dissipates. It doesn't penetrate our relationship. Like our relationship will be impenetrable because we have a different perspective about how we incorporate God and how we see ourselves and how we see each other, how I learn to respect and value him. He learns how to love, cherish, respect, and value me. And I learn how to love and cherish him as well. And so, but those key things, I respect him. He loves me. We understand God is the center of our relationship. Boom. Like your relationship then becomes so solid and so firm and so rooted that even in the fights, it's just not really, they don't have any lasting power. They're just probably poor communication or things of that nature that are easily fixed. So that was that with that. And then there is actually Mark Gungor. He is really funny. He is a speaker on marriage. Oh, and by the way, that book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, was written in 1992. I was only 10 years old. So it's a really old book, but it has a lot of great core principles. My husband and I, we don't agree with everything we've read so far, but I'm telling you, 95% of it has all been a win. Maybe 97% has all been like head on. It's kind of funny the way that he does it too. So, and this last piece that I want to share with you all is this video that talks a little bit about how men and women think differently. And it's by a speaker, Mark Gungor. And they said he's one of the most sought after speakers on marriage and family in the U.S. This is in 2014. It's from the video, The Tale of Two Brains. So you want to, and that's where he explores differences between men and women. And I just think it's a great way to help understand the opposite sex. And if you're married, definitely grow, watch it together. If you're single, watch it alone. Okay, let's just watch a little bit of it.
We're going to start discussing men's brains, women's brains, and how they're very different from each other. Now, I want to start with men's brains. All right? Now, men's brains are very unique. Men's brains are made up of little boxes. And we have a box for everything. We've got a box for the car. We got a box for the money. We got a box for the job. We got a box for you. We got a box for the kids. We got a box for your mother somewhere in the basement. We got boxes everywhere.
Mom in the basement.
And the rule is the boxes don't touch. When a man discusses a particular subject, we go to that particular box, we pull that box out, we open the box, we discuss only what is in that box. All right? And then we close the box and put it away, being very, very careful not to touch any other boxes. Now, women's brains are very, very different from men's brains. Women's brains are made up of a big ball of wire. And everything is connected to everything.
Absolutely.
The money's connected to the car, and the car's connected to your job, and your kids are connected to your mother, and everything's connected to everything. And it's like...
It's so true. Women, we just have such great foresight. We can see, we put everything together. When we think about one thing, one decision we're going to make, we start looking at all the probable connections to it. And a man, he's just like, "Oh, I'm just going to go do this." And we're like, "But wait a minute, the kids got this, and then there needs to be dinner, and then there needs to be this, and then there needs to be piano practice and that." And it's like, you got to think about all these things.
It's like the internet superhighway, okay? And it's all driven. It's like the internet.
It's out of control.
It's like the internet superhighway, okay? And it's all driven by energy that we call emotion. And it's just. It's one of the reasons why women tend to remember everything. Because if you take an event and you connect it to an emotion, it burns in your memory and you can remember it forever. The same thing happens for men. It just doesn't happen very often because, quite frankly, we don't care. All right. Women tend to care about everything. And she just loves it. Okay?
He's trying to make us out to be wicked, but you get my point there, right? And it was a great, James and I had watched it some years back. It's called The Tale of Two Brains, Tale of Two Brains by Mark Gungor. And I just thought it was really great. And back then, I think we're going to watch it again now that we're in a different phase of our marriage where we're more open and receptive to actually take in counsel and things of that nature. So, yeah, I think I'm going to make him sit and watch it with me again. We shall see. But yeah, so I just hope that you all were blessed. We are going to, of course, end with a verse. Yes, and this one is a simple one. It says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Genesis 2:24. It's that simple. We're supposed to be one flesh. We're supposed to come together. It's supposed to be a beautiful connection of two brains, and our differences are what attract us in the beginning. But then as time progresses and conflicts arise, we allow them to like penetrate the rock. And no, we have to like make sure our relationship is strong, and then life will happen and we will change and we will grow and we will have different thoughts and all those things. And like I said, I am no scholar on any of this. These are just two people who I have received from. I don't know anything about their backgrounds. I don't know what they've done with the rest of their life, but I know these two teachings were very impactful. Well, the book so far has been great and impactful. And I remember A Tale of Two Brains by Mark Gungor. That was, it was an awesome speech and teaching that I remember just gleaning a lot from. And I just want you all to have that same experience, and don't wait until you're married or until you're in a relationship. If you're young and single, start learning now. And because what it also does is it helps you to get a better understanding of who you are, and helps you to understand why you think the way you think, and hearing these different things. And you start to understand and just have more grace for when a man thinks a certain way, and you understand why they think that way and why it's important for them to think that way, why it's important for sometimes then to bring us down and for us to take them up. It's a beautiful connection that we're supposed to have together. Well, thank you for tuning into our first part of today's videos, the first one. I pray that you all have been blessed, and I will see you all soon. Again, please like, subscribe, and share to Morning Flame. Thank you for tuning in.